Hi, it's Carter Man. I'm up here at Riverbend Park, and it is Sunday, July 9th, 2023. And since it is Sunday, I get a chance to preach to you. I'm going to take advantage of it, if I may. And really, it relates back to a post I did early last week that drew a lot of attention, a little bit of controversy, where I said that America today, where we are today in America, because what we're doing both at home and abroad, doesn't just need a revival, it needs a Pentecost. It needs a Pentecost. Okay? Okay, you with me so far? What do I mean by Pentecost? Well, I'll tell you. Those of you who are familiar with the Bible, the New Testament, recall the day of Pentecost is when a bunch of disciples, by that time some say as many as 120, went to the upper room, and the Holy Spirit, I know I'm preaching at you, but bear with me, okay, because it relates right to what we're doing in the political realm, the home of spiritual wickedness in high places now. It's just the way it is. The Holy Spirit descended upon them like with tongues of fire. And the people went out from there unto all the world, and they changed the world. Okay, well, that's where we are now. America, as I wrote earlier in the Clues Views column that I hope some of you read at constitutionalrightspact.com, constitutionalrightspact.com, America has descended in to the abyss of barbarity. It's just the way it is. Things are being done in America now that are not just wrongful, they have descended into evil. I'm just going to say it. Gay Pride Month, let's put that in perspective. Our veterans who fought and died for our country, about 1.1 million of them since our country was founded, get a day, Veterans Day. Homosexuals get a month, and the President of the United States displaces the American flag in the portico of the White House and replaces it with the homosexual pride flag. Now, it's unspeakable. I'm not saying a person doesn't have a right to be a homosexual. Absolutely. I do have a little trouble understanding why somebody decides they have to declare their pride in sodomy. If you want to sodomize each other, help yourself. But I don't get the pride part. I'm really proud I'm a sodomist. Well, I don't know. I'm straight as an arrow. I have certain sexual practices, but I wouldn't ask everybody to take pride in them. They're my business. Okay, so we've descended to the point where that's just evil. And the Bible, I'm quoting the Bible, tells us God will not be mocked, and that's mocking. Sorry, but that is mocking, okay? That's mocking. So what do we do about that? Well, that's why I say we need a day of Pentecost. Pentecost was marked by an insistence upon goodness and decency, when you get down to it, righteousness, absolute insistence, not saying, well, it would be nice if. No. An insistence upon it, and being militant. These folks became militant about it, and it was out from those tongues of fire, that the great goodness of America sprung. Okay, America. Barack Obama, unbelievably, at the National Prayer Breakfast when he was president, said, "We're not a Christian nation." Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr. Obama, but we were founded as a Christian nation, and I think by and large we still are. Unfortunately, it's by and large instead of adamantly, and we need to get back to adamantly if we're going to redeem the moment. Okay, if we are going to redeem the moment, we need to get back to saying, yeah, we're a free country, do what you want, but there's some things we're not going to tolerate. Okay, we are not going to tolerate grooming little children, mutilating little children, insisting that the rest of us bow down to the whims of the radical few, the fascist in power now, as the Biden regime is doing. Look, let me tell you a little something. Some people say Biden doesn't know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He is that far gone in terms of what I said earlier, spiritual wickedness. You hear what I'm saying? It's spiritual wickedness. Because they picked the perfect person when they installed Joe Biden, when the dark state, some people say the deep state, folks, trust me, it's the dark state. It's the secret organizations, the CIA, the FBI, and all their minions in government, and they're rife throughout government. I know, remember, I worked in Washington 50 years. When they installed him, they knew they had the perfect person, because he would do whatever he was told to do as long as it fed his ego. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. And so his actions are outrageous. Absolutely destroying freedom of speech. Any of the judge's decision, Missouri versus Biden, my column is about that. My Clues Views column, make sure to read it. Stunning. The judge cites 25 examples which take your breath away. It's all deliberate, all deliberate. Sicken the FBI on parents who don't want pornography in the school library and perverts in the little girl's room. Come on. We have sicking the FBI on those who are pro-life, just protest for pro-life, locking up in the American Gulag over 100 petitioners to their government on January 6th, who at the worst, their crime was trespassing on public property, but they've been incarcerated under the Patriot Act, so they don't get a speedy trial, or even not necessary to file formal charges. That's where we are, and it's very, very chilling. It's very bad, and unless we fight back, and it's going to take a Pentecost, we're not going to overcome it. The dark state is that far in control. So what do? Here's what I'm proposing. We're going to close with this. In the when they had the day of Pentecost, let me just read you something. I'm reading a great book here by Tim Hill. You might want to check it out. Here's what it took to effect the Pentecost all those many years ago. They gathered in the upper room. They were all with one accord in one place. That's what we got to be, one accord. And our one accord has to be, I'm going to tell you, and it's a commitment from your Constitutional Rights PAC, is to take back the Senate in a substantial majority and expand the House majority by at least 20% with real conservatives who will immediately oust Kevin McCarthy, who has sold us out on every issue so far. Justice Matt Gaetz, Boebert, and Taylor Greene, before she became enthralled with, to put it mildly, with Kevin, just as they tried to insist, well, Taylor didn't, because she'd already come enthralled, let me correct myself there, but those who fought against him, Diggs and others, they should have been able to prevent him, and now we got to get rid of him with this new majority, at least 20 seats, okay? As to the presidency, folks, I got to be honest with you. The dark state has no intention of allowing us to get the presidency back. If they could lie and get away with it about Joe Biden being so popular, he got 81 million votes. Let me tell you something, Joe Biden couldn't get 81 million votes worldwide, let alone just in the United States. Then they intend to, if they have to lie about 100 million, they're going to do it in 2024. So we have to have the Senate and the House. And I'm asking you to join me in that. That's what this message, if you want to call it, is all about. That's part of our Pentecost mission, okay? To take back this country militantly, with the flames of fire above our heads, getting out there and setting the country on fire for, I'm going to say it again, what's right, righteousness around us, okay? That's what we need to do. That's what I'm asking you to come together, make your commitment on this Sunday, July 9th, and together, let's do this thing.